Hello everyone, this is Ido and I'm back with a new guide. This time I'll be talking about smithing rework. Before we start, I want to give a big shout out to Suity. With his permission I've used this guide, of which you can see the link on screen now. So let's jump into it. Items are since the update no longer produced with every strike. Now you make an unfinished item at an anvil or a forge, and with every strike on the anvil you'll be making progress towards a completed item. You strike every 2 ticks, which translate to roughly every 1.2 seconds. The base progress per strike is 10. Items now take way longer to create, but they also give more XP. Since the rework, all tiers of equipment now require the same level to smith as they require to wear. That means if you want rune, you'll only need 50 smithing from now on. Base progress per strike is 10 as I mentioned earlier, but this can be increased to 11 at the following levels. This can be increased to 12 per strike if you have an active luminite injector. Heat is a mechanic that rewards players that choose not to AFK. The bar above your head shows how much heat you have, and the more heat you have, the faster XP you'll get. You can get your heat bar up at a forge, so you should always smith at an anvil that is next to a forge, because moving will result in slower XP. The optimal place for training now is the Artisan's workshop in Falador. Now for some stats. High heat is when you have between 67 and 100% heat, and this doubles your progress to 20 per strike. Medium heat is between 34 and 66% and gives 15 progress per strike. Low heat is between 1 and 33% and gives 10 progress per strike. And lastly, you have zero heat, which halves your strikes down to 5 progress per strike. So the higher you keep your heat, the faster you'll complete items. So if you want to AFK, you'll need the auto heater, which was previously the coal bag. This depletes itself to refill the heat bar for 1/3, which makes it possible to AFK at low heat for you. If you decide to use the superheat form prayer, you'll be able to AFK at medium heat. You use on average between 100 to 300 coal an hour by doing this method. Now on to bars and costs. The amount of bars you'll need to make an item has changed. Here's a graph picked from Suity's guide that shows the cumulative bars required for certain items. Now let's look into smithing plus items and equipment upgrades. Regular items are a base that you can start from. These can be upgraded according to what tier the bars are. Every upgrade requires the previous version. For example, a plate body plus 2 requires a plate body plus 1 and the amount of bars needed for another, and this upgrades the item tier by 1. Now let's go over to the Artisan workshop. Everything above adamant plus 1 to plus 5 can be smithed into a burial piece. Burial armor works just like upgrading equipment, but the armor gets destroyed once completed. The burial process takes half of progress required for the highest plus X, while providing the same XP for no cost in bars. For example, an Elder Rune plus 5 requires 1600 progress per base bar cost and gives 16k XP. Burial Elder Rune only takes 800 progress per base bar cost and also gives 16k XP. You can also make full burial armor sets, which is the helm, plate body, plate legs, kite shield, gauntlets and boots. This gives 5% extra base XP and is the best XP per hour for smithing. Be sure to check out the Artisan workshop rewards, as they will also improve your hourly XP rates. Don't forget to use your XP boosts. This is all I will be covering in this guide, since it's supposed to be a brief explanation of how smithing works now. I want to give a big shout out to Suity for letting me use his guide, and if you need a complete in-depth guide of how everything works, check for the link to his guide in the description. If you have any questions, be sure to ask in the comments, PM me on Reddit or in-game, and thank you for watching.